Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar D&D. Glad to have you all with us. Thank you for bearing with us. We had a little minor medical emergency, very minor medical emergency. But everyone's here, and we're excited, and we're ready to go. Ashley will have a face cam in a little bit. She is currently roughing it in the back roads of the deep south of the Florida coastline somewhere. But hello to everybody Hello to everybody on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, D Live, Trovo, all those things. Let's jump into announcements. Our website, Blue Collar DM, as many of you know, is live. So you can actually check out the site for episode recaps and other blog posts with some DM and player guides, as well as links to our other social medias and merch store where you can grab some t-shirts and phone cases. And I'm still working on trying to figure out dice and all that kind of cool stuff. So stay tuned for that in the next coming weeks. In addition, there is going to be another weekly dice giveaway, so make sure you stick around until the break to learn how you can actually win those free dice. At this time, I also wanted to thank our amazing patrons on Patreon. Jennifer happens to be one of them, as well as Ceepus and Dave Platinum Dice. Thank you guys for being awesome patrons. If to give you an idea on some of the different tiers, we actually have tiers for merch and one-shots, coaching sessions, and another thing, I'm actually pleased to announce that we are going to be doing a Dungeon Master mentorship newsletter and program. So anyone who takes on the Rogue tier of the Patreon page will actually get a monthly Dungeon Master mentorship newsletter where random encounter tables and DM tools will be there and shared. And then anyone in the Undead tier or above, as well as any coaching clients that happen to be part of that program, will be entered into the Dungeon Master mentorship program where you actually have access to me, basically via text, email for any of your Dungeon Master questions, thoughts, and concerns related to Dungeon Mastering for D&D, streaming, Foundry Virtual Tabletop, all that kind of cool stuff. Everything will continue to evolve, as well as the more of the different tiers on Patreon, so stay tuned for updates on that. If you want to support us and take advantage of any of these perks, make sure you check out Patreon via the link below or patreon.com/bluecollardm. If you wish to support us in other ways, there is also a tipping page down below. We greatly appreciate it. Ashley, are you even in a position where you can plug anything at this time, or do you have anything you want to plug from the car?
Just follow me on Ashley the Bard on Twitter, and I post up all my shit there.
Okay, cool. Without further ado, we're going to dive into tonight's episode. And welcome back. So, last we left off, our adventurers, after their long, hard-fought battle with Bubby, the demonic hag that had been terrorizing them for quite some time, found calm over their surroundings as they began to search the surrounding area for clues to Bubby's sudden translocation, and to learn a little bit more about how she came to the material plane. While Demikos, Morharon, and Twyla searched Bubby's hovel, finding some interesting magic items, they also found an entrance to what would presumably be the Underdark. While an intriguing discovery, the party felt it best to take some time to rest and relax after their battle with the demonic hag rather than delve further into the chamber before them. During this time, Juliet spent most of her time taking out her aggression on the local plant life, trying to calm her. Dale, the bird companion who had been accompanying her back to the material plane after Timid gave his soul for hers, tried to calm her down. Upon calling upon an individual only known as Tully, this extraplanar being was summoned out of a tree that Juliet happened to be fighting at the time. This being of fundal growth and reverence referred to the bird that they had been following the party around as Timic, and one of her children. It was revealed that the spirit of Timic still lived and had been occupying the body of the dwarf Dale during the party's travels. With this truth revealed, Tully was also able to heal Juliet's wounds, giving her back the face that was taken from her, albeit with a scar as a reminder of what was taken from her. After which, the party traveled back to Thistlebrush for some much-needed R&R. Juliet spent most of the time drinking her sorrows away, while the rest of the party partook in some of the local games of the beer fest that was currently in full swing. Demikos entered and won a match against the champion of the fighting pits, winning himself a very powerful magic item, some coin, while Twyla purchased a ferret named Dolly and entered that in a race that was to occur that evening and won as well. For your purposes as well, Twyla, you actually won a purse of 1,000 gold pieces from winning that ferret race. After which, the party celebrated, filling up on food and drink before finding rest for the evening. And that's where our adventure left off. So, you all are making your way back to the tavern there in Thistlebrush, the Goat Herd Tavern. You do see Juliet kind of slumped in the corner while there's still a bit of a ruckus going on, but the party's kind of died down a little bit. Adventurers, what would you like to do?
I'm snoring.
I think she needs help.
Yeah, I think we should probably help her up. Put her to bed.
I think so.
So I guess I should check the room for us. Maybe not let her alone.
Yeah, she shouldn't be left alone. This is pretty standard practice, but maybe a little harder than normal this time. Slightly more understandable as well, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we should buy some more alcohol and give it to her tomorrow.
No.
Not sure she'll
No.
be
I don't know if
happy.
that's the best idea.
No.
Hey, but she likes it.
She needs some water.
Definitely.
All right. And I guess I'll walk to the innkeeper barman.
Mhm.
I don't know.
There you see the dwarf bartender that was there previously, although you guys haven't met him yet. He's kind of cleaning up for the evening, kind of wiping down the counter, kind of like trying to put some stuff away. You do still see a number of patrons in various states of drunkenness. There's a couple dwarves that are there. One of them has his shirt off and a like fiery red-orange hair and a mohawk. As well as a number of different gnomes and halflings that are hanging around here. The dwarf introduces himself as Jeb, and he's, very willing to give you all a glass of water for your more than inebriated friend. He's like, "Hi. I kept an eye on her though. No funny business, but she should probably take it easy next time."
I don't think there's an easy option. She's, it's none or all, I believe.
Well, she's a feisty little one, I'll give her that.
Indeed.
Yeah. But, well, do what you can, but I don't have rooms here at my establishment. You may want to take her over to the Slumbering Steed if you don't have a place to bed tonight. I'm literally just a bar. This is only the only floor here.
Yeah, all right. The Slumbering Steed, you say. We'll head that way.
Alrighty.
I'll kind of pick her up and dump her over my shoulder and start heading that way.
Standard fare for you guys.
Does she owe you anything, or is everything okay?
Nope, she played plenty and well. She is all set.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So you all are able to gather up Juliet and do whatever you wish.
Which way? The Slumbering Steed, Maury? Do you know?
Well, Maury does know, and Maury leads you down the right passageway.
Yeah, he said right across the street. It's right over here.
Oh, I'm gonna walk up front and help open the door so he can pass.
Absolutely, and that's no issue. No one really takes notice of you as you guys kind of gather up your friend. Everyone's pretty much in some state of drunkenness at this point. It being a beer fest and it being very late in the evening now, since the ferret races has ended, kind of the capstone of the evening, as it were.
All right. Does it look like? Is this a like tavern inn or just an inn?
This Slumbering Steed is a tavern and inn, so you've actually stayed here before. There is a female gnome that works here. Her name, been introduced to her before. Her name is Nissa. She kind of gave you lodgings while you stayed overnight here before heading north to go take on that troll that you guys were trying to take care of.
Evening, madam.
Hi, good evening.
Just, I don't know, let's say 3 rooms.
3 rooms, yes. That's it's quite a bit. We're pretty close to being full, but I think I can handle that for you. I would say for the 3 rooms, it's probably going to cost you 3 gold pieces apiece.
All right, I'll give her 10 gold.
Holy! Oh, I appreciate your patronage. This is quite an overpayment, but I appreciate it.
That should cover breakfast tomorrow as well. And
yes, absolutely. You can definitely get your bear cake and eggs. Yes, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some cleaning needing to be done in one of these rooms tomorrow.
Yes. Well, there's going to be cleaning be needed done in most of these rooms after this evening. You can tell by the people that are here.
All right. Well, I'm. You two, feel free to do what you need to do. Everything's taken care of here, but I'm gonna go ahead and take her upstairs and get her tucked in.
Yeah, thank you very much. Be careful. Try to not knock her around.
Oh, sorry. So I'll head up and try to get her put to sleep for the night.
Absolutely. Easy enough.
Or continue to sleep for the night.
Well, yeah, it doesn't take much effort. I mean, under normal circumstances, she can just meditate, but you know her. There are many of occasions where she chooses not to do that. And this being one of those cases. So you're able to do that. Twyla and Demikos, is there anything you'd like to do before heading to bed?
Hey, Miss Nisa. We are in a beer festival. Do you have some drinks that I can take?
I do. It is getting quite late. But I suppose I can part ways with a little bit more. You don't seem to have partaken as aggressively as your friend there, so I guess that's okay.
Oh, don't worry. So I want to have something to, remember the place when we go and tell tale during the night.
Absolutely. Let me see what I can pour for you. And she's able to pour you a glass of a. She's got a couple different options that she has for you. She describes. I've got this very wonderful cider that was made from the local orchard here, not too far from here. And then I've also got just a standard ale that brought in from over there in Nelgrim. There's a couple of people over there that brew different kinds of beer. Well, pretty much just standard ale, but there's a brewery down there that we get it from.
And I take it like in a small bottle to share with my friends during the next days.
Sure. Do you want the cider or the ale?
Can I have both?
Okay, you can have both. That'll be just 1 silver for the both. And she kind of she basically takes out a little small cask of ale and puts it on, which is kind of impressive. Her being a small gnome herself, and she's in small stature, but she is not weak by any means. She just kind of, and then takes a small cask of cider and just goes, and it's just all right, there you go.
Okay, thank you. When I look at Demek, I was like, don't leave me with all this, please.
No. We gotta do something with it before Juliet wakes back up.
And I have 1 silver coin in one hand and 1 gold coin in the other. I think you deserve 1 gold, but I see that you get very stressed when people pay you more. So which one do you want?
I mean, I don't get stressed. I was just completely flabbergasted. I'll take the shinier one if you don't mind.
Okay. Here you go.
Well, thank you. And she just kind of I'm good for a while. Good thing there's another one of these beer fests next week. Anyway.
Okay. So, do we have somewhere to keep these Nemecos? Do you have a bag or something? Do you think they sleep in mine? I got a lot of stuff.
Are you bringing them up to the room?
Take them to your room. I'll trust you with them for tonight because if Juliet wakes up, well, no. You
Alright.
should take it.
I'll just put them on my shoulder and carry them up.
I mean, one of you has to have the bag of holding somewhere.
I believe more as
Mine.
Yeah, so. Yeah, you might have to coordinate that later. But yeah.
just carry them.
So then I'm going back to my room after that.
Excellent. Is there anything else you do before you take your night's rest, the two of you? No? Okay. Is there anything that you and Juliet, is there anything that you talk to the unconscious body of Juliet about there, Morharon? No?
I poke her with a stick. No.
Okay. So you poke her with a stick. And in the dark, no, I'm just kidding. So
she disappears. No, I didn't do it.
So in your so you all are able to take a night's rest, unimpeded, not imposed upon by anyone as far as anyone haunting your nightmares or dreams this time. It's a nice restful night's sleep. You do notice that over the course of the evening prior and this evening, with the incursion of this hag sight not upon you anymore, you feel a sense of calm and ease come over yourselves. You no longer have any levels of doom anymore, as this hag demon that had hold on your life force is kind of, you get the sense that she probably can't put her eye on you right now. So you have some ease in knowing that you feel much safer than you did before. But you wake up fully rested, long rested. The day is yours. What would you like to do? Juliet, actually, before I forget, give me a con save, which I will roll for you, I guess, because we're just gonna do that. This will be fun.
Oh, no.
Oh, this isn't too bad. Like, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's only a 9.
Someone please roll for me.
Can't try to roll.
So you wake up with a mild hangover. Not too terrible. But man, this drinking thing is like, you cannot keep up with your old pal Timic, or at least what he used to be able to do. It's still a challenge for you for whatever reason. No matter how much you drink.
Man, it hurts so bad.
In fact, it hurts so bad, it's like really difficult for you to talk because like the lights are really bright. Your voice is just kind of muffled. It's just a hard time. It's just a hard time you're having communicating. Yeah, it's real tough. You don't seem like yourself either. It's like you're in like some weird darkness and you just have a label on your face or something. It's weird. Anyway.
Oh,
What would
I
the rest
guess
of you
you-
like to do?
I guess you'll stay in bed, right, Juliet? Okay.
I'm gonna go.
I'll just leave quietly and go
Okay.
down to have breakfast.
Yeah, it's really strange. You all bought 3 rooms and you just all decided to stay in the same one. I'm just kidding. You guys can do whatever you want. What do you like to do?
I'm already downstairs eating breakfast.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll be downstairs too.
Absolutely.
We'll
You guys
let
are...
Juliet sleep in.
Absolutely.
I think that's the best. Perhaps we should go buy some stuff. I got some money, so I have money to spend. I'm happy about that. And maybe we can find something for Juliet so she'll be a little bit happier. Maybe not alcohol, since Mari doesn't want me to give her too much alcohol. But
Yeah, that's true, but good luck finding something else that'll make her happy. She's That's a pretty guaranteed happiness pill, but we'll see what we can find.
Every girl likes flowers. I'm sure that if I find flowers for her, she'll like it. And she's like very happy thinking about that. Yeah, I'm sure.
What's our plan after we leave this city?
Are we leaving?
No, we're not gonna stay here forever.
It's a good question. We've got a couple of pretty high up options. It's just what do we deem's most important at this juncture in our journey together?
Oh, I would think getting rid of that rotting troll head would be a top priority.
That's one of the priorities towards the top that seems like it's easy to check off the list.
Thanks, right?
After that, I'd say we've got a pretty tough decision on our hands.
Julia also had mentioned you guys had another bounty, some frogs, to the north of Nulgrim.
They did put some. They did establish a bounty for that. Something we could look into. For me personally, I think there's more personal and pressing business to attend to over monetary gains.
Redmire? The guys that were trying to hurt you, you mean?
I just think there's we all have a little bit of something to deal with that may be more beneficial to the group than to kill a few frogs and gain a few coins. We've got obviously we've got the Underdark to deal with at some point. There's a certain family that we need to deal with.
I think if I was to go back to Dreadmire, it would be known fairly quickly that I was there. And I know personally that the Phalees were after you guys. They're definitely after me now too.
My
If we're
concern,
gonna go there, it needs to be a quiet in, do what we need to do and get out.
my concern is that if we don't strike quick enough, they will. I'd rather try to get the drop on them than to get dropped on.
Well, I can tell you that they don't send massive forces out to deal with issues. It might be a few strong guys, but I heard that you dismantled 4 of them pretty easily.
Well, I fear that they are a bit more aware of our skills now too, and may prepare accordingly.
But aren't they a family? We are like rare people. So I guess it cannot be like a frontal attack or something. It must be something more quiet.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
I can make one of you invisible. But it's not for a long time, so it could help with you, Demicus, so you are not as noticeable. I'm not sure if Mori will need the same help,
Well,
or
I mean,
we
I
can
don't-
find something here.
I don't mind looking around town. I do tend to be a bit clunky in my travels. It's so that I can stay as tough as I am, and be able to get in the fray with everybody and not take as much abuse as I could. So if we can ask around, maybe find a little bit of something quieter, that'd be great. But if not, I will have a tough time sneaking up on anyone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sneaky. You guys didn't notice I was following you for a while.
That's very true.
That sounds creepy, but okay. So I'm not sure what this Underdark business was because I know that the mushroom people wanted to go to the Underdark. So is there anything else you guys are trying to do there?
I think as far as going to the Underdark, it's a bit of some unfinished business with Juliet and some things happening there. I don't have a personal gain, but I guess her personal gain becomes mine. So
What?
I mean, if she's got some unfinished business that she needs to finish, I feel it's my duty to help her finish.
I agree that the Underdark is important because she's a very direct person, and if she needs to do something, I don't think she will rest until that's done. So maybe we should tackle that and then keep going. But it would be ugly. Do you think that the family will follow us to the Underdark? Because if we're going to the Underdark and are attacked by them as well, that's like, no. Doesn't sound like fun. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if the Phales would follow us there or not.
What do you think, Demacus?
I'm not sure if they would either. There's a lot of other things down in the Underdark that could kill us.
I think they'd probably, if they were making bets, they'd probably put their money on the Underdark to finish us all for them. So they'd probably let us go and we'll see what happens.
They'll probably be waiting in the entrance to the Underdark, so when we come back, they can finish us. I'll do that if I, sorry.
Well, I got no problem walking around trying to see if I can find anything in this town that can make me. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one of us that's a bit of a distraction when we're trying to sneak. So I can look for something and see what happens.
Do you think that if I can lend you my broom, it will be easier?
I think I'm still pretty rattly, broom or walking.
Okay, I'm sorry then. Okay, let's go see what we find.
As I stand up and it sounds like a pocket full of change.
Excellent. So there's a couple of things you can do. You enter out into the bright sun of the day here in Thistlebrush. Quite warm and humid, actually. It's it's still spring, but it feels like the hottest summer you've ever been a part of. To be perfectly honest, it is humid, hot. Actually, I say humid. I use humid because that's what I'm used to living up in the Northeast. It's actually a dry heat. Like when you breathe in, it almost burns your nostrils a little bit. Not anything that would be, it's uncomfortable, but not something that would give you exhaustion or any kind of weird mechanics like that. But it's definitely much warmer than it should be.
That's why there's so many beer festivals here.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, gotta stay hydrated somehow. Either way, there are a number of different stores that are here. You do see the streets are kind of riddled with it smells like if anybody has ever been to Alston, Massachusetts, it smells like that. So it smells kind of like this very strange mixture of very eclectic different types of food mixed with vomit, mixed with old beer smell. It's quite off-putting, which mixes really well with the dry heat that's going on here. It only makes it more pungent. And you enter out. There is kind of like a little bit of more of a markety district, I guess is the best way to put it, in this region. You are able to find a number of different shops here between your standard kind of blacksmith. There's an alchemy shop that you find, a jeweler, and a general store. And I say general store, it's a trader. That's got more general, but also some very, from the windows you can see there's some interesting things in there as well. But you have a number of different places you could stop depending on what you wanted to go and look for.
So the only thing I'm in the market for is something to help me be quiet, whether it be some form of something that can just help me to be more sneaky with my armor, or replacement armor that is sneaky in and of itself.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. The both of you. All right, a solid 10. And Twyla?
Let me see if I can.
I believe you can, and I think I know what you're trying to do. Doesn't really matter. Twyla rolled high enough. So with a 19, Twyla, you kind of ask around a little bit, talking to some of the local populace, peeking through some different windows and doors. You recognize that at the general store, Mrs. Ends, you notice a number of, and with Morharon's help, you notice some very interesting looking items from the window that look like they could be of value and could be useful. You're not 100% sure where you don't have detect magic yourself, but there does appear to be some very interesting items that are giving off some sort of magical energy that you're kind of understanding inside the shop.
Oh, Mari, look at that. They're calling for me. Let's go check that out.
All right, excellent.
In here?
Yeah, maybe they have food for Dolly too.
Let's go see.
So you enter in. The store has like almost like two kind of like saloon style double doors that just kind of like you're able to kind of push through, and they swing back and forth. Demikos and I assume Juliet's going with you guys as well, for the sake of this. You walk in, very disheveled.
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, very disheveled, kind of old-timey general store feel. Like there's dust on a number of the items that are in here. There's cobwebs kind of up in the corners. It's kind of got a stench of, again, old alcohol to an extent inside, because just the smell from the streets kind of just permeates everywhere. But it also like old leather, you can kind of almost like taste this, like when you smell the leather, you kind of get that same kind of like that, I don't want to say, but metallic kind of taste from that leather kind of smell that you hear, or you smell, you smell. And you see, standing up at the counter, kind of working with another customer, is a small female gnome, long hair that's kind of put into pigtails kind of at the side. She wears a red kind of flowing kind of like worker's dress, I guess the best way to put it, like with an undershirt and kind of a just well put together as part of this establishment. But she's kind of, even while put together, the dress has kind of got some stains on it, the hair is a little frizzled, like she's not like drunk, but she's probably hungover. She's kind of meandering around with another customer as you guys kind of peruse the shelves. There are a few items in here, Twyla, that catch your eye. There is a very interesting looking, here's the thing. There's a number of things that catch your eye. Some of them could be just mundane tchotchkes. Some of them could be very valuable. It's very much a kind of plethora of Antiques Roadshow meets auction hunters kind of thing, style, where the lady here doesn't really know what she has. Some of these things could be valuable, some of them may not be, but they're very interesting. Storage Wars, that's another good example. There's a lot of really good, I think there's possibly some good things in here, but also possibly some crap. So it is up to you to discern what is crap and what is not.
I will cast Detect Magic.
That is a smart thing to do. So, you get
Thank you.
3 pings specifically of magical things that are emanating magic in of themselves. There is a very fancied looking belt that is kind of slung over it's almost like the size of like a wrestling kind of belt. It's a very large, rugged. It doesn't look like it would be there to hold up pants, I don't think, but it's there. And it's kind of slung over I guess you would call it just a coat rack of sorts. It's just kind of hanging there with a couple of other belts and some scarves. You also get a ping of some interesting looking slippers in the corner. As well as a set of goggles that is also kind of hung up on the same coat rack as the belt as well. These goggles have what appear to be very dark looking lenses to them. So those are kind of the 3 different items that ping. Juliet, you also, or not Juliet, Twilight, you also see with just because of your 19 investigation check from before, you see a number of different intriguing looking scrolls and papers in the corner. None of them are giving off magical energy, but they draw your attention.
I'm gonna go check those.
Okay. Meandering through them. Give me an Arcana check.
While I'm doing that, I'm gonna tell Juliet, hey Juliet, I'm going to go to the scrolls, check that out. See if you find something that you like.
You are able to discern a number of different figures and symbols that are actually written in a language that you do understand. They're actually written in Draconic. As you kind of translate them, you notice that they are the functional components to what would comprise of a spell, specifically a spell that would allow you to kind of create almost like a little bubbled shield kind of around your group of party members to kind of like hide your location out in the open, almost kind of like it's got a reflective kind of property to it. It is a spell scroll of Liamon's Tiny Hut.
Okay, so I'm going to get that. I wanna get that.
Okay.
Now, if I find anything else, I'll start grabbing and then go to the lady.
Yeah, no. As far as like anything else, the belt that once belonged to Sluggo. As far as anything else in here, there's some really interesting looking cute things. Like there's like some cute little scarves and like little pink bows and a couple other different things, but nothing else like magical. Most of the rest of the stuff appears to be kind of mundane, kind of just regular items from what you can tell based on your investigation, Arcana checks, and your detect magics that are helping you out in this situation.
Do I notice anything that is innately not cute, like a shrunken head or a thorn encrusted trinket?
A thorn encrusted,
like something like heavy metal.
I mean, you did. So I know you weren't here, but one of the things that you were able to see and find in Bubby's hut was a bunch of shrunken heads. I don't know if you really want any of those ones because they were pretty fresh. No, I didn't think so. You are able to find a rather tattered looking, but I will call it majestic for the sake of this, but very tattered, but very heavy metal looking, long black wig, almost like something that a hair metal band would probably wear. Maybe even put makeup on their face to make them look different too, as well. It would work really well if you had like a really long tongue to go along with it. And there's also a set of what looks to be a set of armor that's very similar to what you already have. That's got spikes coming off the side of it.
All right.
But I just need to check one thing before I forget. What kind of armor do you wear, actually, now that I think about it? Because this actually might be something different.
Flint mail.
Splint mail? Okay. Yeah, no, this is actually piece of what would be part of a set of plate armor, but it's only like the epaulette portions that have these like spikes coming off of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the full-on chest plate and everything else. It's just kind of the epaulettes that would go with it. However, without having the whole complete set, it's kind of like, it kind of helps, but it's not exactly the whole set.
All right, so I'll wait for the lady to get freed up and ask some questions about these 3 items.
It's actually really funny you say that, because she finishes up with that customer right now and goes, oh, hello, you are a very, well, you're not gnomes and halflings, so you're definitely not from around here. How can I help you?
Just had my eye perusing your wares here and found a few things that tickled my fancy. Thought maybe I'd ask a few questions about it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. What are you looking for?
Well,
What'd you find?
I see those slippers over there. They kind of look pretty cool. And then hanging on this hook up here, you got a couple of things. Looks like a belt and maybe some glasses, goggles, some kind of eyewear. A few things that caught my eye. I don't know if you could tell me a little more about them.
Well, the belt, to be perfectly honest with you, it kind of just came randomly on a shipment from somewhere. I'm not really 100% sure. I get a lot of very different odds and ends from people who kind of like travel around the like I wouldn't say the world, just mainly this particular continent, and they kind of like come through, and I kind of, you know, I make them offers, they make offers to me, I buy and sell and trade amongst them. You know, very much kind of, we're kind of more of like a, almost like a pawn shop here. So they come from like all kinds of different places. I've had a few people have had interest in that thing. But no one's ever been willing to buy it for whatever reason, and I'm not really 100% sure why. Probably because it's really gaudy, and there's no reason that anybody would ever need a belt that big, but it might fit you, sir.
Yeah, it's, I don't mind a little bit of attention, so something that can bring the focus on me, I got no problem with it. Well, taking a quick look around, you got a lot of great things in here. Do you happen to have any potions anywhere?
No, I can't say I do, but there is an alchemist not too far around the corner there that might be able to help you with potions specifically. I mainly trade in more, more things that can be pawned, I guess is the best way to put it. Different kind of collectibles and different kind of trading items and stuff like that.
All right. Well, how much for, would you say for the belt, slippers, goggles?
Ooh. Well, I paid a pretty penny for the slippers, but it doesn't appear that anybody really cares for them.
Maybe it's your chance. They deserve a new home. To get some money.
For all of it? Well, the belt alone in materials is pretty extraordinary. For the lot of it all, 5,000.
Can I make an insight check to see if I think she's like way off?
Sure. Make an insight check.
Hold on, I can add to that. Give me a second.
I'm still thinking 5,000 what?
Yeah.
Copper?
So
Copper?
13. No, gold, dear. You kind of look at her. She definitely knows that the belt is very valuable. However, she hasn't the slightest clue about the like actual value of the other items. But she does have like you kind of sense like almost like a little bit of a quiver in her eye when she like kind of says the price. you get the sense that she's probably like in the ballpark, but not really, but definitely trying to, like, you know, make you overpay.
Now, I know you know I'm not from around here. What you don't know is that I've traveled a lot of places, and I can tell when someone's trying to pull one over on me. Let's just say that I paddle my boat with 2 oars, so I know what you're getting at. How about this? You like fun and exciting things. You like interesting stuff.
I do.
And so I pull out my deck of illusions.
Okay.
These cards here are whatever you want them to be. You each one, you draw it out, throw it on the ground, and it creates an appearance of something as mundane as we'll say an assassin, all the way up to a gorilla or even a dragon. I'd be willing to part with these for a bit more of the friends and family discount. And maybe not even for the lot. Maybe you just give me some individual prices, and I'll decide what's worth.
Give me a persuasion check. With advantage. And there it is.
Can't add to persuasion.
Ooh, that is quite fascinating indeed. Tell you what. You give me the deck of cards. And 2,000 gold. I'll give you the lot plus the shoulder pads you had your eyes on over there.
That sounds like a deal to me.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
She shakes on it. Perfect. Her inventory changes a little bit.
So does mine.
Yes, it does. You know that those things are magical. You don't know what they do yet. But all 3 of those items are magical. And you, dear, it looks like you have something there as well. Well, no need to be frozen in time. Out with it, girl. For the sake of this, once we get Jennifer back, we will say that she purchases the scroll of Liamon's tiny hut for the normal price of well, she thinks it's a ratty piece of paper, so she'll, well, we'll see. I'll have her roll for it and we'll figure it out later. But the items are yours. And I'm gonna leave the cameras the way they are for right now until Jennifer comes back. So
I will.
JD's gonna be on 2 cameras, I think.
I'll lean to the side.
Yeah, just lean to the side there. I'm hoping we can get Jennifer back here.
As she's finishing that up, I'm gonna kind of go outside around. I'm gonna put the slippers on. I'm not gonna do anything with the belt yet, but I'm gonna put the slippers on, and then I'm gonna just try to. I'm not gonna do anything special. I'm just gonna take the goggles and try to look through them and see if anything looks different. I'm not gonna put them on, strap them on, do anything crazy. I just want to take an initial peek.
Yeah, sure. So you put the slippers and the belt and the goggle, all of them on all at once?
No, I don't have the belt. The belts I'm not doing anything with. It's just going in my bag of holding.
Okay.
But I'm actually putting the the slippers on, and then I'm just taking one quick glance into the goggles to see if it does it. Can I see through things? Do things glow blue? Just a real quick glance.
Gotcha. So you put on the goggles. As you kind of peer through them, nothing of your sight really changes for you. It is daylight. It is pretty. I mean, it's pretty bright due to the like kind of oppressive sun that's kind of hitting down right now. Or at least that it seems like it's from the sun. But no, there's no real. You don't really notice a change putting those goggles on.
I throw the goggles in the bag with the belt.
Okay. As far as the slippers, okay, so Jennifer is also, or Twyla is also gonna buy a pink bow and food for Dolly, which we'll take care of. As far as the boots or the slippers, I mean, you put them on. They're very light, very kind of like. They're slippers. I mean, they're basically kind of this like green cloth material. They kind of like come up about mid-calf, so they're kind of like. They slip on. They kind of feel like house slippers a little bit, but as you wear them, you feel like you notice that the clunking of your armor kind of like oddly enough just kind of doesn't happen. It's a very strange phenomenon, and you kind of like tiptoe around, and like the sound that you're like, and you kind of jump a little bit. Your armor clunks a little bit, but not anywhere near as much as it did. It's almost as if like these slippers are giving you the ability to kind of like not make as much noise as you normally would. They are boots of Elvenkind. So I will put that in your inventory here in 1 second. But go ahead and converse.
Demigos, check this out. And I kind of jump a little. I think.
Can't hear your armor now.
I really rolled the dice on buying this crap, but the goggles seem kind of useless. I'm a little bit scared of that belt, but these slippers worked out all right. I think that was worth the cost in and of itself.
Yeah, you don't sound like a can anymore.
Sounds
full
like
of other cans.
Sneak around and smash some heads a little better. That's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Am I there now or no?
Oh wait, hold on. I think Jen's. I can hear you. I don't see you, but I can hear you. Jennifer's back.
Hey.
Hey. Hey,
Yeah.
there we go.
I will maybe later tonight I can give you these we can try to mess around with these goggles and this belt, but I think for now we'll maybe just wait on that. Wait till we're in a bit of a more conspicuous location.
Why? What do you suspect that belt does?
I don't know, but it's big and gaudy, and usually things that are big and gaudy cause big and gaudy things to happen.
Can check that out later if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe the goggles too.
I can check everything.
She has identified, just so you know. I know you weren't here last time.
Yeah,
Are we still in the store? You believe?
I left.
You're still in the store. Yeah. You're still in the store there, Twyla, so you can finish your transactions.
So I just wanted to check with the lady. I wanted the bow that she had, and I want to see if she had some food for the pet and
Food for your ferret. Yep.
hey lady, do you have like a small armor for this little girl? Because I'm afraid that we go into a dangerous road, and since you have so many interesting items.
That is adorable. Aw. Wait a minute. This is the one that won the race last night, isn't it?
It is? Were you a fan?
Well, I mean, I did make a pretty good penny on betting on her. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure you're going to take that into account with the price, right?
Oh, I mean, she can. I don't have any armor, but you can have any of the bows that you want. You can go right ahead and have one. She's absolutely majestic. She deserves it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go and grab one. And do you
Okay.
have something like for me, maybe? Armor? I don't know. Something that you think will do.
I'm not really one that deals in armor necessarily. You might have better luck over at the Fighters Mall down the street.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
guess-
and then I don't know, like, I mean, there's a couple other stores that might be helpful for you. I don't know. I don't really have anything that would be fitting someone of your skill set, I guess. Although I see you have something there. You grab one of the old scrolls that was brought here a couple weeks ago. There.
Yes, I have.
You have interest in that?
I'm interested. How much for the scroll and the bow?
The bow you can have. Well, for the owner of Dolly, I mean, you made me a pretty penny last night. I can part ways with that for like 25 gold.
Really? Well, thank you very much. Then I'm gonna hand her 25 gold, and I'll be sure that if I have something that I think will pique your interest, I'll try to get it back for you. Maybe you like it.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay, so I grabbed my gold and I want to go running to catch up with Mari. I'm not sure if Demeka is with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Tim was like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Hey guys, do you remember when we found that strange ooze? Do you think that lady will buy it for a good penny? Because I don't think I'm gonna use it. That's quite dangerous.
To remind everybody, and to just give you some insight there, Morharon, the strange ooze she's talking about, it is a opalescent symbiotic goo that is in a sealed jar. It's green and it kind of shifts and moves. It is an ooze, not booze. And it kind of occasion it like kind of like has like little projections that come off of it and stuff like that. Twyla would have told you that it is an attunable item. The way you would attune to it is you would have to drink it. If you drink the item, you become resistant to poison and acid damage, and you become immune to the poison condition. As an action, you can speak a command word, and you can make your body assume the amorphic qualities of an ooze. Basically, you anamorphs into a big giant puddle, and you can basically do whatever you want to an extent. For the next minute, along with any equipment that you're currently carrying, and you can move through narrow spaces as narrow as an inch wide without having to squeeze or anything like that. Once you use it, there's different properties for it. You also get another acid breath. I don't know if you really care about that, but this one's a 30-foot line. And it's a DC 15 dexterity saving throw to take 8d8 acid damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. It is a once per dawn. The ooze, however, it's kind of a one-way ticket. If you drink it, you can't voluntarily unattune it. Like, you can't just like be like, I don't really want to do this anymore. No, you're stuck with it. It's kind of almost like a parasitic organism. And Twyla would have also said that she gets the sense that if you were to die while this parasite was within you, it would probably be a bad time.
It will eat you. There will be nothing left of you, but you're dead. So, not sure if you could be restored. Are you interested in it, Jeff? More?
I'm currently trying a more keto approach to my diet. I don't know if this fits well into that. So, I mean, we'll keep it. We'll put it in the haversack, and maybe someday we'll realize it's necessary. But
Right.
it seems a bit a bit of a big step right now.
Compromise, right?
It's a big decision, yeah. All right.
Who knows, though? Maybe we end up in a situation where one of us has got to slip through a 1-inch hole, and I decide to do what's best for the group. But we'll wait and cross that bridge when it comes to it.
I think it's better to sell it now because, you know, it's better to find some other way than using that, I think.
I will agree with that. And, I mean, I think we got, there's an Alchemist Shop over here. I'm sure you could convince somebody to pay some good money for something like that.
Can try.
I was thinking that maybe in the Underdark, who knows? But please don't use it. You don't use it because that sounds really bad.
So where are you guys headed exactly? Just so I know. You going to the Alchemist, or what are you doing?
I'm just going wherever they're going.
And the mall, the place where they were selling armors and stuff, you still have money, Mori, because, you know, I thought that was like some kind of trinket shop, and I thought that the price was going to be really low, but you got a hit there.
Yeah, but it's that's all right. I think it's worth it, and I do like a couple of jumping jacks.
We should find what those items do to see if we need to find something else for what you wanted. You know, because if they work for what you wanted, then we will not buy anything else.
Yeah, I think it's fine if you take a look. I mean, hey, I consider it a win already. 5 minutes ago, I sounded like a storm shudder in a Mace thunderstorm, but now I'm quieter than a mouse.
Maybe go to an alley or something, not in plain sight, so people cannot stumble and fall if they step on me or something.
I'm like an assassin.
All right, so where are you guys going?
I'm gonna hand her the belt and see if she can take a quick peek at it.
Sure. She hands you the belt, or he hands you the belt. Do you spend your time casting Identify? I take it you do with everything that's left. Sure. We'll start with the goggles. You kind of sit with the goggles for a second. You gather that these goggles would allow you, you specifically, Twyla, they'd be really helpful for you, seeing as you don't have the ability to see in the dark. These goggles would enable you to be able to see or have dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, however, it would increase your range of dark vision out another 60 feet. So if you're someone who has dark vision already, it would make your dark vision go out another, so it'd be like 120, or in Juliet's case, probably like 6 miles. But that's what it would do. So these are goggles of night.
These are so cool, Mari. You can see in the dark with this, or I can see in the dark. I don't know if you see in the dark.
Yeah, I see in the dark. If they'll help you, go ahead, take them.
Okay, I see in the dark too, because I can't use the light cantrip, but then I'll be like a fairy lighting all the way. So
But now that I'm an assassin, we might want to not have light when we go to places.
That is fair.
Right.
Yep. So I will add that to your inventory, Twyla. Yoink. It should go in there. Yes, I think it did it. It did the things.
Goodbye,
Yep.
Mari. Goodbye.
Whoa. I do not know what happened there. Okay, let's open up Twyla again. Because it just did something crazy. Okay, there we go. All right, good. It worked fine. As you sit there with the belt, it is a very gaudy looking belt for sure. It's strange. It has like a very odd influence to it. You gather that this belt, if you wore it, and attuned to, I believe you have to attune to. I think you're supposed. Well, actually, I don't know if you have to attune to it. Actually, yeah, you do. Okay. While wearing this belt, it would make you more hardy. It would make you less susceptible to damage, if that makes sense. Like, you'd have more vitality. You also gather that you would have the ability to interact with dwarves better for whatever reason. And strangely enough, apparently you also might have the ability to grow a beard every day for some reason. That's just kind of how it works. You also would obtain dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. You could all of a sudden know, read, and write Dwarvish, and you would have advantage on saving throws against poison, resistance to poison damage. It is the Belt of Dwarvenkind.
Okay, Mari.
Yep.
This is gold for someone who will use it, right? So it will make you, or make the dwarf see you more in a more friendly manner. But you can grow a beard.
Hold
so
on.
I'm not sure if that's
I could have a beard.
maybe.
I strap the belt on.
So here's a funny mechanics thing about this one, Morharon. It cannot make your constitution go above 22 or above 20.
Yeah.
It would give you a buff of +2 to your constitution. However, you already have a constitution of 20. So it would not allow you, it would not allow you to go beyond that unless you did something crazy to make that happen. If that makes sense.
That's fine. I'm now the bearded assassin.
Yes.
You know, it looks good. Looks good. on you.
50% chance of being the bearded assassin. Okay, let's give it every day. So you now have the belt of Dwarvenkind and the boots of Elvenkind.
All right, guys, let's go find some orc crap.
Well, wait,
orc
the
orcish
sleepers.
crap.
What happened with the sleepers? You didn't get the sleepers? There's sleepers?
Yeah, I got the slippers. I put them on and I'm quiet. That's all I really. I mean, you can look at that if you want, but it tells me enough.
That's great.
I don't know if I might get like grow longer eyebrows or something, but
You want?
I
want
don't
eyebrows?
need it. Hey, I'm quiet. I'll take whatever I get.
I'm just imagining it. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
So I guess you wanted to.
Hi, everyone. This is the beauty of doing everything live. So we are going to go on break because makes sense right now, right? But the secret code word tonight is going to be, let's just call it crash. Yeah, the code word is crash. So if you want the free dice, make sure you put crash into the Twitch chat and we will get you those free dice. We'll draw after the break, so we'll see you in a little bit. And hey, things work now. Okay, good. Yeah, that was fun. So anyway, the winner of the dice giveaway is Lesto0843. Lesto, I will send you your free, or I will be reaching out to you post game to get you your free dice. So last we left off, I don't even know because my computer blew up. You guys had just acquired the belt of Dwarvenkind, the boots of Elvenkind, the goggles of night, and the scroll of Liamon's tiny hut. And you guys were on your way to do something, whether it was go to the Alchemist Shop or something along those lines. I'm not really 100% sure. But what would you like to do?
Am I officially there now?
You are officially alive and there now. You are still kind of hungover, but you're there.
You look like 10 miles of bad road. You had a rough night.
I feel like 20 miles of rough road.
Just keep drinking that water.
I really wish it was vodka right now, but it's not.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I don't think you actually mean that.
I absolutely mean it 132%, guys.
Luckily, I already paid for the cleanup in the room because, you know, things happen.
Was it that bad? I remember nothing.
If I'm being completely honest, you've been worse.
Hey, look, I have a scar to match yours now, Maury.
That's pretty exciting. Maybe it'll heal up and then magically open back up and be weepy, and you'll have no idea what the crap's going on.
We need to figure that out too, don't we?
It's all right. We got other things on our plate right now.
Speaking of, what do we have on our plate? I've been a little MIA. Sorry.
Currently, we are gonna head down to the Alchemist and sell this very suspicious green goop that we hope one of us doesn't get bold enough or drunk enough to drink one night.
Bold enough to drink it like drunk? No, this is too dangerous.
Oh, I definitely could.
We should sell it. We should sell it.
Wanted to.
I could have absolutely drank it if I was just sober-ish enough. It would have been down my gullet.
I feel like the worst thing we could do is accidentally drink that. That would be a bad night.
Or would it secretly be a good night? That's the question.
It's really a game I don't want to play.
That's fair enough. Are we heading back to Nolgrim soon? I have some business I need to take care of. What the Phalees?
We've got a head to take care of before anything, because we're starting to get looks when we walk by people. Not because of the way we look, but I'm pretty sure it's the smell.
But it's in the bag of holding.
It's right now, I think it's the bag of almost holding the smell in.
The kind of bag of holding. It's the bag of the holding for heads. It does exactly what it needs it to do.
Every time I open this thing up to grab something out of it, it's just that little hint. That little linger.
Aw, you don't like Charlie anymore? He was kind of growing on me.
Charlie?
Yeah, I named him. His name is-
Did you name a head?
Well, we named the whole thing. We only kept the head.
Oh, I just named the head because that's all we had left of him was the head. And I've been seeing him since we've killed him. So it's kind of just been, oh, hey, look, it's Charlie. Instead of like, oh, hey, look, it's that weird head. Kind of like when we had Jeffrey.
I have all them echoes.
Let's head to the Alchemist.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
We should. You freaked me out. I'm gonna sell this thing because this shouldn't be here. Yeah.
Okay. So y'all head to the Alchemist. Sorry, while I'm still reorganizing all of my windows because they actually are starting to work again. Except for one of them. But anyway, you head on over to the Alchemist Shop. So, you come up to the door of this establishment, and it's I mean, everything is still the heat is still very hot and oppressive. But you come across the alchemist known as Fate and Medicament. You walk in the set of doors, which is actually a rather large kind of like wooden door that's pretty heavy, but has like just a pretty standard doorknob and knocker, and you're able to open it up. You hear a little ching, ching, ching as you kind of walk through. Standing there examining and kind of mixing a couple of things is a gnome female. Blonde hair that's kind of tied up in a ponytail, wears a rather extravagant kind of blue looking dress with a nice necklace around her neck. As you kind of look around, everything is very well kept. Like, everything is definitely organized and probably documented and meticulously labeled. There are a number of very standard kind of potions and stuff like that that you've recognized before, potions of healing. But there are also a number of other kind of niche kind of pieces as well. Specifically, well, you'll have to ask and find out, but there are some things that are labeled. There is a few potions of poison, which, given your experience of being in and around just general public, you would know that this poison is probably for like killing rats and other small pests and things of that nature. Things that would be very much of a hindrance for any of the local farmers or people who work in the apple orchard or something like that, that would have a problem with it. But she sees you all come in and goes, "Oh, yes, hi. Whatever you do, don't knock anything over. You're a lot bigger than my usual clientele. But feel free to look around. Let me know if you need anything."
Things are well put together here. I'm a bit of an alchemist myself and can appreciate the organization you have here.
Oh, well, yes. Thanks. You're an alchemist, you say?
I dabble, yes.
What's the latest thing you've been working on?
Oh, I just meddle in the simple stuff. Just healing potions, maybe mess around with some poisons if possible, but nothing fancy like this. I mean, you really know what you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. Lovely. If you're looking for anything specific, let me know. Otherwise, what I have for sale for most people is what you see, what you get. There is a couple of other interesting potions I'm willing to part with. Should you so wish. Being a alchemist yourself, I think you might find some use for some of the more less mundane ones, if you ever wish to kind of dabble in mixtures and tinctures and stuff. But let me know.
I have a
Very much.
question.
And depending on how this conversation goes here, I might have a little something special for you too.
Please, Juliet, speak. You're making me nervous.
I'm sure whatever thing special you have is probably not that special. Anyway.
I passed the jar to Maury.
Well, let's start with this, and I'll slide it across to her.
Oh. I take it back. This is actually quite interesting. Where did you get this thing?
In a hole, in an unsavory place.
Oh, I would say so.
Stumbled upon.
I would say you. Most people don't go out searching for this. This particular, it is an ooze, which I hope you knew that. I assume you knew that. And it's very much while beneficial, it is a one-way trip. It's a very interesting piece. You didn't make this though yourself, I take it.
Oh no, I'm well beyond my means.
Ah, okay. Good. But yeah, it's very interesting creature.
What do people do with that? Looks.
I mean, most people, sounds like you already know what it does, but, the problem is that it, like we said, it is a one-way trip. No one's figured out quite how to stabilize it enough to keep it from, consuming the consumer.
Just tiny bit of a problem, yeah.
Yeah, Tell you what. If you give me this thing and I can experiment with it, I'd be willing to give you a few things here. I've got a few mundane potions I'd be willing to part with if I could just experiment with this thing, to be perfectly honest.
We'll think about it. Let me see what I have for supplies, and what I'm gonna do. I'm I'm going to open up my bag of holding, and I'm actually going to pull out my potion of lichen, the lichen antidote potion that I have.
Okay.
I'm just going to pull that out like with my hand to open the bag, like I'm digging around in the bag, but that it's in my hand, like I'm looking at supplies, and I'm just going to put it back and see if I noticed anything on her face when I exposed that.
Sure. I would like an insight check, please, if you don't mind.
I can do that.
Oh, I can do that.
You have purple worm poison by chance?
She doesn't seem to flinch. Her gaze does meet it, but she doesn't. You aren't able to gain any. Even with the roll of a 19, you're not really able to gain any insight on like kind of what she's thinking or what that. Like she doesn't have like any tell or anything. She's got a pretty good poker face if she's thinking about anything about that. Basically, you don't really get a whole lot from just like kind of like slyly like playing around with it and seeing if she says anything. You know what I mean? You don't really get anything out of that.
So, purple worm poison? You have any of that?
Do I look like I have the ability to go out and acquire that kind of poison for myself? No, do I?
I wouldn't have thought I was the type of person that could procure that bottle in front of you either.
Fair enough. No, I haven't any purple worm poison. However, if you were able to go out and find some of it, I could probably distill it down to make it more effective, or at least less pungent to the olfactory nerve. You catch my drift?
I do. I'm gonna lean over to. Would I notice if she has like the supplies needed to make healing potion?
Oh yeah, she's got plenty of them. No matter what you need, yeah. She's got the supplies to make mundane healing potions, mundane poisons as well. She's got some other kind of materials that would be more for some more niche kind of projects, but you'd have to know what you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific outside of just a mundane kind of potion. But she has supplies.
So I'll walk around with Juliet, just kind of looking at stuff on the shelves, and I'll tell her I still have one of those weird frog poison sacky things. You think she'd be interested in that?
Perhaps. She seems like she likes weird things.
I just don't know if we can sweeten the pot.
What do you want?
I don't know if I really need anything, but it seems like she's got a lot of great stuff. It's just, if we've got things that aren't doing us any good right now and we can get something good for it, I'd hate to sit on something that's not helping us.
I'm after some drow poison. Maybe we can see if she has the ingredients for that.
All right, I'm sure she's got some form of poison, but all I see around here really is, stuff that people would use to get rid of pests. I don't think she's got anything for the size pests we're looking at.
Or you mean like lions, tigers, and bears? Yeah, I'd agree.
Well, let's see what she's willing to part with for what we had. So I'll walk over and just say, yeah, you've got a lot of things here, and with my limited alchemical experience, paling in comparison to yours, some of the stuff I don't even know what I'm looking at. You obviously want this weird, gross potion in front of you, and I do happen to have this, and I'll reach in the sack and get out the poison gland from the grung. I'd be willing to throw that to sweeten the pot, but what do you have that you could give us in return? I know you had mentioned some possibly parting with some mundane potion, but I think what's in front of you there is much greater than mundane. I'm not saying we need equal shares, but maybe a little bit sweeter of a deal.
Well, so here's the thing. Part of the reason why I want this particular ooze in and of itself is out of sheer morbid curiosity to play with, but also I am not going to just take it for myself and run with it. I plan on giving you something in return for it, as far as, like, I'm hoping to make it something stable that one of you could actually possibly use, as opposed to the way it currently exists in its current form. I would say that that's kind of almost a service for you. With that said, scientific curiosity also piques my interest on it, and I kind of just want to play with it in general, just to kind of see if I can make something out of it and make it actually work for other purposes. As far as anything else that I'd be willing to give you, I do have a few other poisons that would be more suitable for your exploits that you say that you endeavor upon. That could be very helpful, especially when it comes to slaying different beasts and other humanoids and things of that nature that are dangerous. Don't get me wrong, I know that, I mean, you've definitely all seen battles, so I'm sure you fight more than just beasts. Am I wrong in that assumption?
You're very right.
So, with that said, I do have some items here that could help you in your battles against other things, and possibly be a strategic help to you in taking down and taking out many of your foes. I'd be willing to part with a couple of samples of that as well. I did see your potion of lycanthropy, or the very poor man's attempt to pure lycanthropy potion that you had in your possession.
I do have one, yes.
I would be able to improve upon it if you were to leave it with me as well. And then, yes, the frog gland I could distill down into another useful poison. However, many of the things that I have here are much more potent than the gland that you bring in, so I could add it to my stores of just ingredients that I have here on hand, but I wouldn't necessarily. The poisons that I'd be willing to give you are going to be a little bit stronger than these ones. That makes sense.
It absolutely does.
Wonderful. So, I would be willing to part with 5 potions of regular healing, as well as 2 greater, as well as 2 samples of serpent's venom, and 1 sample of truth serum.
Well, that sounds more than adequately fair for me. I don't think I'll have any disagreement from my team. All right.
None.
None.
And if she's going to fix that ooze, even better.
And I'll complete the transaction by giving her everything she spoke of and asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm updating my sheet now.
Yep. I will update. I updated Twyla's inventory as well. So you have. I will also try to throw the serpent's venom into your sheet as well while we're talking here. But yeah. So you now have. You now have 2 samples of serpent venom, 1 sample or 1 potion, or it's poison, and then 1 potion of truth serum as well. As far as, and then you also have the 5 potions of healing and the 2 potions of greater healing, which you can, I believe, you've got. And she's taken the lichen antidote from you as well.
Does she have a poisoner's kit?
She does.
I'd like to buy one, please.
She can include it as part of the transaction for you.
How does that truth serum work?
Let me try. I'm trying to make sure I can get you your greater healing potion. So I'm having issues, possibly. Hold on. Ah, wrong one. Oops. Potion of greater healing. So I put 1 in, just copy it into your inventory there, Maury, and then there is 1 sample, 2 samples of serpent venom, and truth serum. Enjoy. Anyway. Thank you very much. I am excited to see what I can discover about these two items for you, and well, and also just for my own morbid curiosity, see if I can find different ways and different concoctions they can be distilled into in order to be able to either support or enhance other potions or poisons. Should be interesting. Now, is there anything else you require?
Not for me.
Okay.
Do you by chance happen to have a certain flower to make, I don't know, drought poison?
If you're talking about the Olathar mushroom, I do not. That is something that is only found in the Underdark.
Of course it is. Thank you.
I do have plenty of giant spider venom, however, if that's the other part you're looking for.
You've piqued my interest. Yes, I would be interested in taking some of that.
Oh, well. I've already given you a poisoner's kit. I would now we're getting to the point where I would like to get a little bit back in this direction. Okay, yes. I can give you 5 samples for 10 gold pieces in total.
Enough said, and she'll hand over the 10 gold pieces.
Okay. So you know,
there's a possibility we may accidentally stumble ourselves into said Underdark. Would you be interested if we found this flower, bringing them back?
Oh yes, that would be lovely. Although it does sound like your partner there in crime partner at the very least, seems to be interested in the mushroom as well. So there may not be necessarily a whole lot of it to go around.
We'll see what we find. I'll definitely keep you foremost in my mind of people that would be interested.
Absolutely. Well, if that is it, well, I am rather eager to get into studying this green parasite. So, if there's anything else you need, let me know, but otherwise, please go.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Do you have Dolly on you right now?
I'm keeping her in the bag or something, but I'm going to the blacksmith. She should be poking her head around, I imagine.
I think Dolly needs full plate.
Yes, I'm gonna buy full plate for Dolly.
Just put her in a lead box.
Probably safer.
Just put her in the bag of holding. She won't suffocate. So, you guys head to the blacksmith next? Is that what's happening?
I just wanted to go real quickly and ask for.
Yeah. So you're able to go to the blacksmith. There is a gnomish male. His name's Kipper. That's there. If you're just looking to buy some mundane stuff, he does have just like general, your general standard armor types. He does have like basically every mundane armor that you can think of, as well as weaponry. The only kind of special thing he has is he does have some very extremely sharp arrows, but otherwise everything else is just all normal mundane stuff. So if you wanted to purchase armor for Dolly and yourself, or I know that Morharon, you were looking to finish off your full plate with your shoulder pads, possibly. That is available there as well for the normal retail price that you would find in your player's handbook.
Hey, Juliet. I thought about buying flowers to cheer you up, but the guys look at me like weird. Perhaps you want something from the blacksmith?
I hate flowers.
Okay, it's so good that I asked. So maybe in the blacksmith there will be something that will interest you. And like you
Oh.
talk. No, talk.
I'll go with her.
Okay. Yeah.
I would also try talking to Dolly.
Okay. Sure. So you head over to the blacksmith. What do you, Twyla, what are you looking to get besides armor for Dolly?
So I was going to try to get a studded leather, and a fancy shield that works.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can easily do that. You can grab studded leather and a shield. Like you can grab that for the normal mundane price in the player's handbook. Like, unless you want to role play out that entire transaction, we can.
It's okay.
Okay. And then he is able to procure for you. He is able to kind of craft a miniature little like Sir Squeakington 2.0 breastplate for Dolly to wear. That works very nicely with the bow that she also currently has. And then Morharon, same for you. If you were looking for that armor, that's available to you as well for the normal price.
I am not going to have enough money to afford plate armor right now.
Okay. Maybe your friends do.
If I don't
Just
know.
need
I would need a lot. It's 1,500. I have 3. So I would need 1,200 gold to get full plate armor. I don't think it's worth it right now. Well, maybe I can come back once I've received part of my pay off of this big disgusting head I had.
a full plate available over in Ulgrim.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not looking for anything fancy.
Set that there and maybe do another bounty or two, and you'll have the plate in no time.
I have some gold, and you know, if we sort of die, the gold is not gonna do anything. So, wouldn't it be better to go well prepared? Not sure if I don't have as much as that, but I have quite enough.
Yeah, I've made it this far. It's all right. I think if Demikos is onto something there, we'll pull a few more papers off a wall, see what we can get ourselves into, and I'll be up to where I need to be in no time.
All right. And you, Juliet, do you want something?
She needs armor.
I do need better armor. Do we have Elvenkind by chance?
So you're looking for a specific kind of like elven chain or something like that. Is that what you're looking for? He does not have that in his inventory. Like I said, the only real fancy thing he has is just like some really sharp arrows, which amount to +2 ammunition, but I don't know if any of you guys are whipping arrows around. But otherwise, it's just kind of mundane, standard kind of fare as far as weapons and armor. Not to say that there isn't in any other towns.
No, nothing here.
Okay.
Why just go away?
Have you tried speaking to Dolly yet, Twyla?
No. Can Dolly speak? Can you speak, Dolly?
I could speak Dolly. Do you
well, try
do you
it.
want me to?
I grab Dolly. You can ask her if she likes her new stuff.
And speak with animals.
Okay.
Hi Dolly. It's so nice to meet you. You're so cute. And
Oh,
fuzzy.
hey there, Sugar. How are you?
And then I look up at Twyla. I was not expecting her to talk like this.
Is she talking?
She's
All you hear,
absolutely
Twyla.
talking.
All you hear, Twyla, is just.
She
What
has
is it you
such a,
need, Sugar?
She keeps calling me Sugar. Anyway, do you like your new get up?
Oh yes, it's very nice. I like the way that it kind of it fits. It's very nice and form-fitting to my body. You know, it's just the way I like it.
She really likes how it fits to her body. What do you think of the bows?
Oh, they're very cute, actually. Yeah, I like them.
She also likes the bows.
I'm so amazed that you can speak to Dolly. You have to tell her that she has to be very careful. That's not just for show, because we're always in danger. So please tell her that to stay always close. Maybe in some pocket of my armor or something, so she stays safe.
So you need to stay close by Twyla, stay in like her robes or her pockets or anything that where you can't get hurt. But yeah, you need to be careful.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem there. I'll probably just hang out in her bag. It looks like there's a lot of nice little something to eat down here.
And
She's gonna stay in your bag because you have goodies in there.
that's great. So what's the goodie that she likes the most? So I can buy more of that.
What goodie do you like the most so she can buy more of it?
Well, I really do have a hankering for some of the, well, I know it's not really the food that she bought me earlier, but some of the nice, little pastry cakes she has in here are pretty good.
She really likes the pastry cakes. She says they're really good.
Oh. All right. So anything else you want to ask her? Because you wanted to talk to her? Here, and I give her to you.
Oh, it's so fuzzy. And a little tear springs to her face, like her eye, and it's like, here you go. I don't
Please
want to
don't cry. We
What's
can
the
share
matter,
her.
Sugar? What's the matter, Sugar?
I just lost my friend. Sir Squeakington the Third. There was only one of him, but he was the third of his name.
I don't know about all that, but you can always be my friend. I mean, you're the only big person that's ever talked to me before, so this is actually quite nice.
Oh, okay. Well, if you ever need to talk, or need me to tell Twyla
absolutely.
something, I'll tell her.
Oh, of course, anytime, Shug.
I'm gonna be honest, Twyla, I was not expecting her to sound like that.
But, sugars sound like a compliment, or does she say it in a mean way?
No, she says it in a really Southern hospitality way. I just wasn't expecting it. Like the time that I talked to the bird and he had an Eastern accent, that was weird. But never mind.
Well, she's always available if you want to speak with her, since I can't. Maybe, you can share a closer bond with her. I can only give her pastries, now that I think about it.
No, you're fine. If you just ever need me to tell her something, I I can do that for you.
I'm
Considering
sure-
how I've been acting towards you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Being
I
undead kind of has that effect.
Well, I guess, like stuff happens sometimes. I never thought that I will meet an undead, actually. Now that I think about it, this is really interesting. How is it being like that? How are you feeling? Is it very different?
Well, I can barely feel my heartbeat, which is really interesting. It's there, but it's very faintly. I'm colder than normal, which is cool because I didn't like being overheated anyway. I don't dream as much as I used to, which is nice because the only thing I would dream about was the fiery pits of the nine hells. That wasn't fun.
Is there any bad thing?
I have a weird hunger that I can't seem to get rid of. And just so you know, when you made food, it looked really good. I just couldn't eat it. Not because it didn't look good, because I just don't want that.
Well, maybe I can do something that you like. Maybe we can make a special recipe for you. If you tell me what you like, I can make try.
If you can get a living, breathing person, humanoid, that might help. But I don't think so. So I'm just gonna eat the bad guys when we're in battle, and random snakes and honey badgers that we find in the forest. I promise I won't hurt Dolly though. I wouldn't ever do that. I never would hurt Mr. Squeakington, or any Mr. Squeakington
I
ever.
didn't even think of that. But thank you.
Yeah. This is awkward. This feels weird.
We can talk about this like from time to time with Dolly and make it a little bit more fun. But I'm sorry too for everything. I get so overwhelmed sometimes that sometimes my mind doesn't work so well. I know you don't know me for so long, but that's pretty normal. I like to have an organized plan and everything, and lately adventuring was really nice, but it's been like a waterfall or something.
Yeah. Organized plan. You're in the wrong group for that. Welcome. We don't do organized. We just do things and we figure it out. Sometimes when we had Shirley, he was our resident bard. He would sometimes plan things out. Maury's better at strategizing for battle. Timmick used to, and I look over my shoulder and look at Timmick. Timmick was really just good at call lightning.
Hell yeah.
And I think I'm in the right group because my organization could only take me so far. I've been stuck for some time, and moving may help me discover other things that I couldn't before. And perhaps I'm here to bring a little bit of organization into your life. I'm sure you won't like it, none of you, but I can keep trying.
You seen me passed out at the bar, right? That's about as organized as I ever get.
I didn't see anything. I thought you were sleeping.
I with a bottle curled up to my chest. I don't. Normal people don't sleep like that. That's how Juliet sleeps. That's not how anyone else sleeps.
Don't tell Mari, but I got more for you later.
And her eyes just shine a little bit. Oh, really? Maybe we can, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Have a night, girl talk, something like that. Just the two of us and Dolly. Yeah.
Sure, and I can let you know this whole mess. And you can maybe understand why I'm the way I am.
That's a promise.
And she'll hug you.
And I'll get scared. And then
I'm
hug
sorry.
her back. And then I'll hug her back. But she'll be scared at first because it's the first time that you hug her.
And she's hugging you. I normally do hug people. Recently, it's been weird.
It's not totally you. I'm not. Well, people don't hug me often, so it was strange, but
I promise I won't bite you.
Juliet,
I'm
make a
thankful.
wisdom saving throw, please.
God
No.
damn it. Oh no.
With advantage.
Yeah, because you know. Okay. Okay, that's one.
Okay. Okay. With a 19, you feel this like little twinge in the back of your neck and like this urge to, as you're hugging Twyla, your newfound friend, you feel this urge to open your mouth and sink down on her neck, but you resist the temptation and fight it off.
I'm gonna bite my own lip, and then I'm gonna pull away.
Yep.
Weird hunger happened just now. I promise I won't bite you. If I do, just smack me like a dog, really hard. Just hit me with a firebolt, something. I promise I won't be mad. Don't hit me with a fireball, please. Firebolt.
Okay. Question. What happens if you bite me? Don't bite me. But what will happen if you bite me?
I mean, I would try to control myself so that way I would just take what I need and I don't murder you. That would be the goal. But
I'm not going to turn on that or anything, right?
no, I don't think that's how it works.
Okay.
At least that's not what Octavian told.
Okay.
Actually, he's my new patron. I'm pretty sure he didn't actually explain to me how it works. You know what? Don't worry, I'm not gonna bite you.
I'll give a step back. Come, darling. Let's give a
Marco.
step back. She needs some air.
Thanks.
Okay.
Let's head back to the group.
Demikos, Morharon, what are you guys doing?
I've already gone to find some meat while they were talking.
Yeah, it's about lunchtime. I'm a little hungry too.
Yeah. Find a steak or something.
Okay.
It's gotta be a good halfling steakhouse around here.
Oh yeah, there
pretty-
absolutely is. There's actually a gentleman by the name of Chester who has his own steakhouse in the area. Specifically in this one particular town, there is a steakhouse. You haven't seen one anywhere else, but this place, Chester Steakhouse, extremely famous.
That's where I would have gone.
Oh my gosh, is that the Chester's?
I've heard of this
It
guy.
is
I've
these
heard
Chester.
tales.
hold on, I'm just trying to help someone out really quick. I still haven't changed the command for giving Timid or Demikos a +1, so I'm just gonna give it to him now because someone did try to give you one. I still have it labeled as Timic, so if people tried to put in a +1 for you and it didn't work. Anyway, yeah. So Chester's Steakhouse. You guys find this very bustling establishment, especially this early in the morning. Everyone's kind of all hungover, but they're all like specifically here to go grab a cheesesteak from Chester's. You see a number of different dwarves, gnomes, halflings, all kinds of folks, all bustling around trying to get their hands on a cheesesteak. You see this small little gnome kind of running back and forth, kind of taking as many orders as he can. It's actually kind of an art. He's got these many different spatulas. He's kind of flipping all these, like he kind of almost goes down in a row. He's like, and you see like the steak just all, like almost like a big giant wave of steaks flying up in the air, and then you see him kind of like run back to the edge, and he at the end of the row of this big giant cooktop he has, he takes a bunch of cheese and just starts. You see again another wave, but this time going the reverse direction of this cheese that's just floating around across all over it, and then it's quite a display, and it's just as much of a it's very much a food and a show kind of style establishment. I mean, he's got probably at least 20 of these cheesesteaks all being cooked all at once at the same time, as he's kind of bustling back and forth.
Do you think they have vegan options? I'm just kidding. That's smack.
Yeah, I would try to muscle my way up to the front.
Absolutely.
Rush right past these halflings and gnomes.
Perfect. Absolutely. Not very hard. You're able to kind of just like shove them aside. It's not like they can really like stop you. I mean, like, come on. So you're able to.
The guy is a gnome, right? Or a half? Who's cooking?
Chester,
No.
the gnome is cooking.
No, huh?
I'm
Sorry,
gonna go
can
up
you
there
say
and
that
order 5. I'm gonna order 5 of them.
Oh yes, another order of 5. Oh, right away. And then you see like another he's almost got like a double decker kind of grill top here. It's very cool. And you can see like he kind of like spools another the cooktop down and throws another 5 or 6 and then spins it again. You can see like underneath this kind of almost like Ferris wheel of cooktops, underneath is a big roaring like kind of bonfire that's kind of perpetually heating all these cheesesteaks all up at the same time. It's like a rotisserie cheesesteak factory.
I haven't known you very long, Demikos. Is that like 5 for us, or are you eating 5 of these yourself?
I figure we can split.
All right. I'm just making sure. I don't want to assume things.
Yeah, I could probably eat them all, but it's a little early. So I'll pay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he actually
tables?
he there are tables kind of spread around about 6 feet apart from each other, all like kind of that's kind of on purpose, but they're all kind of sprinkled about, and there's plenty of places to sit and eat and enjoy the atmosphere. These tables all have like the umbrellas that are kind of coming out of them. They spread out. They're pretty much all like combinations of red and white or blue and white kind of umbrella tables. Some of them have these like kind of strange logos on them in a language you're not really quite sure or understand what they are, but they seem to be brands of some sort of like local a local drink purveyor, but you're not really quite sure who it is. And as you kind of when you go to pay, he actually just kind of like, oh, thank you, sir, and you take your hands out to pay, and you see him just kind of wave, and like you feel the coins in your hand, all of a sudden, like 1 silver piece per cheesecake, so 5 silver pieces just kind of disappear out of your hands and like appears in his hand, and he like kind of puts it in his pocket and just keeps going about what he's doing.
Was there a table around with a couple of dwarves?
Was there a table around with a couple of dwarves?
Yeah, like you said, there were some dwarves, some halflings.
Yeah, so yep, there actually is. There's you actually recognize a couple of dwarves that are sitting there right now. They were actually the ones that you saw earlier the night before over at the Goat Herd Tavern. One of them, let me pull them up here. One of them is that gnome that was not wearing a shirt the night before. He's wearing a shirt now, but he's still got that mutton chop style beard with the big giant orange mohawk that's not as spiky this morning. It's a little bit more disheveled. And then his big giant burly fat friend with a very long beard that's kind of like braided at the bottom. His guts kind of just like spilling out of the bottom of his shirt. He's got and then he's got a couple of different sacks of like it looks like his coin purse and something else like kind of like tied around his belt. They're kind of sitting together over at one of the tables.
Demiko, come with me.
Sure.
I'll go really down. How you doing, fellas?
Hey, weren't you you were at over at the Goat Herd last night? Yeah, you help out the little lady there.
Yeah, absolutely. You fellas, we'll sit down, have a good chat. Why don't you guys buy the first round? Come on, you know you want to.
And they do. It doesn't cost much. It's like a copper piece. And to them, it's actually not too bad. It's like, hey, we just actually won the beer buckets tournament last night, so we're actually doing pretty well for ourselves. A little, a little bit early to. Well, actually, let's be honest. We can have another drink right now. Let's. It might take away some of the hangover we got right now. We did have to go through about 4 rounds before we actually won the whole thing, but so. We're probably still a little bit buzzed here, to be perfectly honest, but it's okay. Well, absolutely, yeah, sure. Hey, hey Chester, can we get a round of the ale? And he goes, oh yeah, right away. And he kind of like waves his hand again, and you see like the guys don't even like pay. It seems like this is kind of like natural to them, but like they don't go to reach for their coin purses. It's almost like he waves his hand and he's able to like take the money from them somehow. And then appearing almost out of like not really out of thin air, but you see them kind of floating around, these like 4 very large mugs of ale just kind of float over and then sit on your table.
All right, I'll start eating and drinking.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'll pick up the mug and cheers the dwarf and the gnome.
Yeah. Is there anything you specifically want to talk to them about, or are you guys just going to enjoy their company?
I just wanted to get free drinks from a dwarf.
And you did. And with that said, we are going to end tonight's shopping episode. You guys all have some interesting developments that have occurred and transpired. Purses are a little bit lighter, but possibilities of some other potential kind of leads, especially with our alchemist friend, as well as you guys have a couple different directions you can go. It's exciting. So I will be reaching out to Lesto here in a second for your free dice. And then join us next week. Remember, every Thursday evening, 8:30 to around, we've been ending kind of a bit early just because it's been flowing really well, but around 11:30 is when we kind of end here, over here at the Blue Collar DM and Blue Collar D&D. I hope you all had a good evening to this evening. I hope it was fun. I know. Thank you for bearing with us with the crash of 2021 with the with the stream there. And as always, take care of yourself and happy gaming. Have a good night.
Good morning.